Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? If you haven't signed up for our newsletter yet, please do so. All the information you're going to need is in the description box below, along with my email address, Trish's email address, so you can get a hold of us at any time. Also in the description box below are many links that you're going to find of products that I have bought. Okay, because I know a lot of you say, well, what did you buy to achieve this? Okay, so a lot of things that I buy, I put the links in the description box below, okay? And these are also things that we have discussed in great length, these products, things like that, okay? And these are my tried and true and my go-tos, okay? Also, in the description box are links to small businesses that are owned by people in our community, okay? So, grab your coffee, maybe some chocolate, because you just never know with me what's going to come out of my mouth or what's going on in the world today, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to bring to your attention is something that was brought to my attention by a subscriber. She said, Tyson, you know, the chicken, okay? Tyson built a plant in my town in Humboldt, Tennessee, 2 years ago. They now have locations in all the neighboring counties. So many farmers now turn their land into poultry growing to supply the plant. It will slam our economy to a halt if avian, and that's A-V-I-A-N, hits here. I'm the one who sent you Pinball's link about the state of Georgia chicken production shut down. Yes, I put that in, I believe it was yesterday's video, I believe. So good luck, y'all, she said. Amazing how Rona is slowing, and now this strain hits the poultry. Never a dull moment, no avocado, beef prices, chicken shortages, fertilizer shortages, baby formula shortages. And she said, oh shite, and hell oh dear. There's a reason we are preppers. Oh my goodness. Yes, there is a reason. She said, no time to slow down. I've got stuff growing under lights in 2 bedrooms and windowsills in the shed, a little greenhouse, until it's warm enough outside. As soon as storms pass, I'm hitting the stores tonight. Don't put it off. Thank you. I really love this. Thank you so much. Now on to this. Because of the baby formula recalls and the shortages that we're all seeing and things like this, okay, a subscriber had actually sent me a recipe that was given to her by her pediatrician for her children upon leaving the hospital. So if you want to write this down, okay, the recipe is 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk, 18 to 20 ounces of water, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of light Caro, K-A-R-O, corn syrup, okay? She said, keep in mind we use glass baby bottles and have stovetop or electric sterilizers for the bottles, but you can sterilize your water, mixing container, and bottles and nipples before filling. Make sure you never use honey as a sweetener. Yeah, no, that's a big no-no when it comes to infants, okay? She said, I thought in a pinch, mothers may want to have these ingredients on hand in case they are unable to purchase formula. Yeah, and that's exactly what soon-to-be and new parents, even grandparents, aunts and uncles that keep a good stock, we're all going through this, all of us. Okay, she said, keep in mind that this formula did not provide nutrition, so we also have to give our babies like liquid vitamins, okay, with a small dropper. And not sure if these are still available today. I'm sure if you get a hold of your pediatrician, he might be able to either prescribe or suggest something, okay? Also, we need to feed our hungrier babies some rice cereal mixed in with the formula in the bottle starting at 3 to 5 months old. Yeah, I had to do that with Andrew. He was actually started on baby food when he was 3 months old because he just, the kid was starving constantly. And, to look at him today, why? I mean, he's so, tall and muscular and everything. She said, especially at the late night feedings, just snipped a tiny bit larger hole in the nipples. No fancy equipment needed. I also put a disclaimer in that I'm not a physician, so mom should check with their doctors first regarding emergency use on this formula and to use their mom sense. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Very well said. Okay, so I hope you wrote that those ingredients down, okay, for a just in case. Now, on to this. This subscriber said, this has never happened before. The Amazon website now, unless I subscribe to regular shipments, and I've noticed this myself, I don't know if you have, I am unable to purchase more than 1 bag of dog food at a time. Check out the picture. There is no pull down menu for the number of bags I would like to purchase. I was only able to get 1 per order. Okay, it's for Diamond Naturals dry food for adult dogs, chicken rice formula 40-pound bag, $42.99. Yeah, that is a really good dog food, by the way. You can also get it at feed stores, okay? So here is this picture for you. And this email with the subject line that just said in capital letters, inflation. No kidding. Went to fill up the car today in Shasta Lake City, California. Yikes. Yeah, that is yikes. These gas prices. I said we would hit over $5 a gallon. And we sure as heck did. Okay, so on to this. This was sent to me, and this is just brilliant, okay? This was sent to me by a subscriber. She said, these are Grandmother's Kitchen Wisdom Tips. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you. Plain or self-rising flour, the taste test. Have you ever wondered how to tell the difference in your flours after they have been placed in a flour bin? The plain flour has no taste. The self-rising has a salty taste due to the baking soda. Work fast. Remember, on humid or very hot days, most yeast doughs may rise too fast and may be very hard to knead. When this occurs, there is a loss of elasticity. But it's healthier. Whole wheat bread cannot be expected to raise as high as white breads, since it has more volume due to the lack of refining. Buyer beware. When purchasing rye bread, it would be best to read the label. Most rye bread contains white flour and very little rye flour. For the best quality, the label should read whole rye flour. Buy right. To purchase the highest quality white bread, make sure the list of ingredients reads unbleached flour instead of white flour or just flour. Pucker up dough. If you are in a hurry for whole wheat bread to rise, try adding 1 tablespoon of lemon juice to the dough as you're mixing it. Starch it. The water from boiled potatoes contains the right amount of starch substitute for water you might use in a bread recipe. It will also help keep the bread fresher for a longer period of time. I'm going to have to try that now. Vitamin C to the rescue. As a substitute for yeast, you can use 1 teaspoon of baking soda mixed with 1 teaspoon of powdered vitamin C. A similar chemical reaction will take place as with the baking soda. Ascorbic acid is just as acidic, enough to make the reaction work. Easy does it. Remember, when you are making 100% whole wheat bread, it will come out more moist if you slowly add the flour to the water and mix gently. As you do, it is the nature of the whole wheat to absorb water slower than other types of flour. You've heard it before, so believe it. Yeast must always be added to water. Never place yeast in a bowl and pour water on it. The yeast is easily damaged, and the weight of the water falling may harm too many of the little yeasties. Foiled again. An old trick is to put a small piece of aluminum foil under the cloth in your bread basket before placing the bread or rolls in it. This will help the food retain its heat for a longer period of time. Too chewy. When making biscuits, never outwork or overwork, I should say, the dough. Be gentle. If you want to have light biscuits, overworking the dough makes them tough, and continually re-rolling may cause the biscuits to become tough. And a no-no, most bread machines, now this, for me especially, because I'm always using my bread machine, most bread machines are timed for the use of dry yeast. Compressed fresh yeast should never be used in bread making machines. Non-crispy bread crust. Do you ever wish that you could bake a loaf of bread without the crust becoming too crispy? Yeah, actually. Well, the secret to a softer crust is to open the oven door and throw in a few ice cubes about midway through the baking time. This will produce a dense steam and provide just enough extra moisture to keep the crust from becoming hard and too crispy. It will also allow the bread to rise more easily and give you a nice, firm, chewy inside. Does storage time affect baking powder? Baking powder does lose potency over time, about 6 months. And if you are unsure of its freshness, you should test it before using it. Place a half a teaspoon of baking powder in a small bowl, and then pour half a cup of hot tap water over it. The more bubbling activity there is, the fresher the baking powder. The activity must be at a good active level or the dough will not rise sufficiently. So try this test on a box of fresh baking powder so you will be familiar with the activity level of the fresh powder, and be sure to check the date on the box when you first purchase it to make sure it's fresh. Now, what can you use to replace fat in baked goods? And the first thing we need to realize is that fat has a number of important purposes in baked goods, and they extend shelf life, tenderize the product and flavor, and contribute to the texture. When fat is replaced, and baked product may be altered to such a degree that the finished product will not be acceptable. And replacements include skim milk, egg whites, and certain starches and gums. And these will all lower the fat content and reduce total calories. The gums and starches cannot replace that fat completely. However, they do help maintain moisture. Okay. So I'm going to stop with that on there, and I will pick up the rest tomorrow. Okay. Because there's a lot more that we have to cover. Okay. So this was sent to me by a subscriber in South Africa. Okay. She said, I forgot to say in my previous email, remember when she sent in the pictures from South Africa? She, the same day I went to the store, I sent you pictures. I experienced the expiration date head scratcher you guys have been experiencing, as well as there were crates and crates of long shelf life milk that expire in May. And that is pretty short life if you ask me. False advertising. Yeah. There were also canned goods that expire this or next year, but we bought tuna a few months ago and the date was for 2024. I don't know if the dates are right and they are selling out of old stock, or if they are changing the dates and making it seem like they are going to expire. Getting a firearm is also a major issue, and legislation is also coming in where we can't get a gun for self-defense. These world leaders are all reading from the same script. Yeah. Yeah. She said, the friend I got the harbor info from also has another neighbor who works in a grocery store. And the grocery store worker was asked why there are so many things missing. And she said that the staff were keeping it for themselves. Really? This reminded me of the picture you showed a few days ago of the plastic tarp that had the cardboard that said stay out. Yeah, exactly. I have watched quite a few prepping videos, and I don't see anyone suggesting buying shoes and clothes. I have done that in the past, and I've also suggested that, especially for those of us that have children, grandchildren, nieces, and nephews that are still growing, to buy at least one more pair of shoes that's the next size up, clothing that's the next size up, that type of thing. And generally when I do things like that for, Dominic, Cariana, Zachary, not so much for my son, because he's grown, he's going to be 24. But when it comes to their shoes, okay, and their clothes, I'll buy them what is their size right now. But what I do is I'll go to the clearance racks and pick up the next size up. So, you're not paying as much, that type of thing. I shop clearance racks all the time. But that's my suggestion, okay? Especially when, Dominic is only 7 years old. This kid is growing like a weed. You know what I mean? So, I go right to clearance racks when I buy extra of the next size ups. Especially, she said, if you have children. I have 3 single-digit children, so I have bought a few things that are a size or 3 bigger for them. I also plan on getting fabric and elastic and zippers and whatever else is needed to sew them new clothes. Also, to mend the clothes, too. How many times has a zipper broken on a jacket? Buy an extra zipper. Go to Joann's or Michael's or wherever your craft store, sewing store is, and get those extra things so you're not, going crazy because the zipper broke and it's cold out and now your kid doesn't have a jacket, that type of thing. She said, I'm also no seamstress, but by any stretch of the imagination, but I will give it a go. I need to. Also, knowing how to knit or crochet is an absolute must. Yes. I crochet. I've made blankets, scarves, things like that. I made a scarf that it's one big piece, okay, and it's all attached. It's not just something that you just drape over your neck. This you can actually wrap around your head, so it covers your head, your ears, and around your neck. And I made it long enough to where you can stuff it inside the front of your jacket and in the back of your jacket to give you that extra warmth and security. You know what I mean? So that's how I make my scarves. I make them so they cover the entire top region of you. She said, I make my own cold pressed soap and body lotions, and I now see the importance of being able to have these kinds of skills. Oh my goodness gracious. Yes, I was actually sent homemade soap by 2 subscribers, and the quality, I'll tell you, it's amazing. It really is. My last prepping piece of advice is to befriend staff at the supermarkets. Yeah, my mechanic, actually, his daughter is She's a very sweet girl. She is one of the head managers at Aldi's. So yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. She said share knowledge with them and send them to this channel. Oh, well, thank you. So they know people care. You may need their assistance at some point or them yours. Befriend people in your physical communities. Don't show them your pantry in the first few months. Oh no, that's a big nay-nay. Yeah. So that when the sky falls, you can band together and help each other. If you have unforgiveness festering in you, now pause the video, make that call. Is the time to settle your issues. Wise words. Wise words. She said, my last thing is there are lots of new preppers feeling overwhelmed by this, so I say to you, do what you can and expect the Lord to multiply the loaves and fish. Don't be anxious in these times, but hopeful that we are about to come into the most exciting times the world has ever known. God bless you. Where we go one, we go all. Yes, exactly. That was well written and very much appreciated, my dear friend. Very much appreciated. Now with this, this subscriber went to go pick up distilled water at Winco, but they were completely out. And then she went to Safeway and Home Depot. Nothing. She said she called her sister-in-law. She said it had been hit or miss with the distilled water, and she needed it for her nighttime breathing machine. So she said, I make soap and my recipes require it. So I got online and found a made in the USA distiller. No kidding. I opted for one I could use without even power on a rocket stove if necessary. I called my sister-in-law and told her problem solved. Then I heard you say that the dentist couldn't get distilled water to sterilize their instruments. Yeah, that's true. She said, I started laughing. For Pete's sakes, they are science majors. What is wrong with these highly educated people? Oh, Lord, I don't know, honey. I don't know. But if you can send me the information on the U.S. Distiller, please do. Okay, so I can share that information with our family here. Okay. And then this was sent to me, and I said, yeah, I have this in my front yard, actually. And then this was sent to me. You guys are just too funny. She said, don't eat that. That has nuts in it. Okay, these pictures were sent to me. Egg prices. Okay, Walmart in Arcadia. That's here in Florida, I believe. Yeah, Publix in Arcadia. Wow. Oh. And then this was sent to me. It's the what's going on. Oh, Canada. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. And here is more on that infant formula recall that we discussed yesterday. Okay. This was sent to me by a subscriber. It's CBS 17. So the FDA has they've recalled all this, but I'm still stumped on why those free samples were sent to my subscriber's daughter of recalled infant formula by Similac. Strange. Now, shame, know your name to this subscriber who is a wise ass. Breaking news. Okay. Breaking new polls show voter remorse. 10 out of 5, every 5 Biden voters now regret their vote. And this email was sent to me, okay, by a subscriber. She said, I'm not crazy. She said, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt in believing that I'm not crazy. You're seeing what's going on in Canada. Yeah, we all are. I believe in freedom and the right to protest. To that extent, I beg that all truckers park their rigs in their driveways and stay home for however long it takes. Protests from 50 states, not one district. Potatoes handlers are looking for any excuse to enact ML. If you don't know what that means, I'm not going to... Damn it. It could go to martial law. It could. Because they're literally chomping at the bit and trying to find whatever they can in order to do this, because I swear, he had to have instructed Trudeau on enabling that. Because they want to do it here. You don't think those two got together and spoke? Come on. She said, this is it. We would all lose. Once enacted, it will never end. The rights and protected under the Constitution will be gone. Yeah, because as soon as martial law is enacted, the Constitution is null and void. Everybody knows that. She said the country would cease to exist. Maybe you and Trish could discuss what happens when martial law is enacted. This could become that real. Take care and be safe. Well, thank you, baby. You take care and be safe, too. If this is enacted, guys, there's the... I don't know, you know. So, this was sent to me, okay. She said, I just got my first taste of what you have all been talking about when it comes to bad produce. Yeah, literally within 3 days, fresh produce is being thrown out if not used or preserved. It's no good. She said, I sent my son to the store for celery, and you know boys, they don't pay attention. Needless to say, he took it back and told them to look at it this time. Just a reminder to take it out of the bag if possible and check it. This is disgusting. Yeah, it is. And then this subscriber said, I just wanted to show you the score I got. My local grocery store had pork roast on sale for 98 cents a pound. Wow. She said, I'm canning away now. This is in South Mississippi. Oh boy. Beautiful. And before I go, these pictures were sent to me, and there's quite a few of them, okay? So, this, it just blew me away, and I had responded to her, and I said, what's the point of even keeping this Walmart open if they're going to do this, okay? I mean, this is just, it's an atrocity. It's awful. This, I mean, seriously, all of these pictures, what is the point? That's my question. What is the point? All right, guys, that's all for this video. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.